Oh man, Jeff Grubb gives his thoughts on the Switch turning 6 years old and talks about the Switch Pro 2 rumors that have been floating around. We have a lot to uncover here, but before we do that, can you guys make sure you hit that like and subscribe button? It would mean a lot to us if you were part of the kingdom. And if we could get 1,000 subscribers before May 12th, which is the release date of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we will be giving a free digital copy away to one lucky subscriber, so be sure to help us out reach our goal. Alright man, so Jeff Grubb was featured on the Kinda Funny Daily podcast, and they were talking about how the Switch just turned 6 years old, and this was his thought. And without further ado, let's get it.
Happy 6th birthday, Nintendo Switch. Jeff, can you believe it?
It's honestly, sometimes it's really, really hard to believe. 6 years already. It still feels like the way I want to be playing games. It feels like the way that I want to. It just feels like so new and fresh to me. And so being so familiar with it, it has begun to start to feel like an old friend that is maybe 6 years old. And then we get that 4chan leak that turns out well, it's actually mostly confirmed. And it says that they're working on an update for Pokemon DLC 2 that is going to go along with new Switch model to improve the graphics. Okay, man, I don't want to start believing again, but here we are. I think it's still on the table that we get something Switch, not Pro, but maybe even not necessarily Switch 2. Maybe something like in between that is definitely like an actual upgrade in terms of hardware, but in terms of the way that Nintendo positions it, it feels like they could try to do to straddle the line a little bit and do like a super Switch that continues the generation in a way that is more significant than they've done since the Game Boy Color. But even more significant than that, they have Nintendo Switch Online. They have a lot of subscribers. They have a lot of people who are spending a lot of money buying video games. And they don't want to disrupt or lose any of that momentum because all the other companies have figured out how to maintain it. And they don't want to be the one company restarting from zero. We all know that they've said as much publicly in earnings reports that they don't want to restart that. The whole idea is to now build on that going forward. But I think Nintendo's not sure how to pull that off. So I think it's been one of the reasons that they have pushed off things like a Switch Pro previously. Because they're like, well, what does our plan look like when we actually try to transition people to new hardware, which we are going to want to do eventually and probably relatively soon. It seems like now that they are formulating a plan and that plan probably will go into motion possibly later this year. But again, I just don't know.
So this is very interesting because Miyamoto is on record stating that they do like creating different ways of playing games and giving people new experiences. And Nintendo Switch Online is doing great, and they built a huge community. The Switch is the third best-selling console of all time, and it's very risky, or it would be ignorant just to throw all that away just for something new that may or may not even work. And I understand where Nintendo is struggling at this point. Like, what do they do? I personally agree with Jeff Grubbs. I think the Super Switch is a great idea. We know that Xbox and Activision have a deal going on, and if that goes through, you already know that Nintendo and Xbox are in talks right now of putting Call of Duty on the Nintendo consoles. We do need a more powerful console for Switch to run these third-party games, so it's not always on cloud. Yeah, and that's about it. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are doing that giveaway. If we could get 1,000 subscribers before the release date of Tears of the Kingdom, so please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join the kingdom. And be sure to drop your thoughts down in the comments on what you think Nintendo should do. But anyways, that's all I have for the day, and I am out. Peace.